Teaching Students How to Create Information-Based Narratives That Can Affect Societal Change by Peggy Bloomer, Assistant Professor, Art and Design, Central Connecticut State University, New Britain, Connecticut, USA. Societal challenges today are vast and complex. From social injustice and income inequality to climate change and environmental degradation, we are grappling with issues that demand urgent attention. Unfortunately, the increasing polarization of public opinion has created additional barriers to progress. Polarized thinking prevents collaboration, stalls meaningful dialogue, and makes it harder to find common ground. These divisions impede our ability to craft innovative and collective solutions to these pressing problems. This course in data narratives aims to empower design students to build the skills to meet those challenges. By learning to interpret data and craft compelling narratives, students can become catalysts for meaningful change. Data alone is not enough. Facts can often be dismissed or ignored, especially when presented in isolation. Instead, it's critical to leverage the power of storytelling, rooted in data, to engage audiences, inspire action, and drive societal progress. Connecting data through emotion to context and guided with vision is a skill set that can lead to transformative solutions. However, the growth of big data has been monumental. Most people think of data as what's collected by banks, retailers, and commercial interests, organized, stored, and easily accessible. However, an equally important type of data is unstructured data, generated by the Internet of Things, IoT. This includes information from devices, sensors, and digital interactions that are not stored in traditional databases. Unstructured data holds vast potential to offer new insights into societal patterns and challenges. With the increasing complexity of global issues, graphic designers must step beyond their traditional roles and understand the nature of data. They must collaborate with data analysts, sociologists, and other professionals to create visual narratives that resonate with audiences. By combining data with design, they can address social injustice, climate change, and other issues head-on, crafting messages that inspire action and lasting impact. Students must begin developing an understanding of what data is and how it functions. Data can generally be categorized into three types, each with distinct characteristics and storage methods. Structured data is highly organized and mirrors the classical philosophy of Aristotle, focusing on classification and categorization. Banks, retailers, and organizations meticulously collect, store, and analyze this type of data. It includes information such as customer demographics, preferences, and habits, which are used for marketing and strategic decision-making. The process of collecting and analyzing structured data demands significant resources, including time, money, and expertise. Semi-structured data occupies a middle ground between raw, unstructured data and fully structured data. It is often stored in formats such as semantic HTML, which organizes information into headings, tables, and paragraphs on websites. Tools like web scrapers are employed to extract and organize semi-structured data into a usable format. Integrating semi-structured data with structured data remains challenging. Despite this, semi-structured data serves as an important tool for journalists and citizens to collect, analyze, and understand information. Unstructured data, often called big data, is typically stored in cloud environments and lacks the rigid organization of structured or semi-structured data. It is analyzed using advanced methods such as machine learning to uncover patterns and relationships. Unlike other data types, unstructured data holds immense potential for addressing complex problems, but requires a different skill set for analysis. As data becomes a critical resource, the demand for data literacy is growing. Students must learn to read and evaluate data by understanding its sources, formats, and implications. They must also be able to digest complex information and translate intricate datasets into actionable insights for decision-making. A human-centric approach to data is essential. Understanding data isn't just about technical proficiency. Students must also consider ethical and human-centric aspects such as privacy, transparency, and equity in data usage. By adopting this perspective, they can ensure that data serves societal needs while respecting individual rights. This class aims to teach students how to use data to tell stories that drive meaningful social change. In today's world, the ability to read, evaluate, and digest data is more critical than ever. Complex challenges such as inequality, sustainability, and climate change demand thoughtful and intelligent solutions. Through this course, students will learn practical methods to present data by following and evaluating real-world case studies on these pressing issues represented in the media. Students will also explore methods to research, clean, and analyze data using creative approaches and diverse media to develop compelling data-driven narratives. They will set specific goals, define audiences, and utilize both qualitative and quantitative data representations. By the end of the course, each student will apply these skills to create a final data-driven project that addresses social injustice, sustainability, or climate change. The course is designed to empower students with essential tools, including techniques for identifying stories in data sets, communicating persuasive points of view, and developing basic data analysis skills. Students will learn to connect data to social issues, measure the effectiveness of their narratives through presentations. Students often choose topics that resonate personally with their lives. For example, in a recent course, students explored issues such as silent quitting, the impact of transgender athletes in sports, adopting rescue animals, AI-generated deepfakes, trauma among firefighters, and the need for a livable wage. Identifying the right tools for analyzing data is essential to this work. In Unit 1, students will research open-source databases, but for many of these topics, they may also need to employ web scraping tools to collect accurate information. Students finish the course with the necessary skills to research and clean data, analyze it creatively, and develop impactful data-driven narratives. Methodology for data storytelling is not that different from any marketing campaign. The first step in data storytelling is to define clear objectives and desired outcomes, or setting goals. The design students need to determine the purpose of their narrative and ensure it aligns with the data being presented. While it is important to create a compelling story, they must avoid cherry-picking data to maintain integrity and accurately represent the dataset. Understanding the audience or audience analysis is essential to crafting compelling narratives. Graphic design students must approach working with data similarly to planning a marketing campaign. They need to identify their stakeholders and tailor their stories to resonate with specific groups. For instance, a narrative designed for a housewife with children will differ significantly from one created for a property owner looking to make a profit. Despite these differences, the ultimate goal or call to action might be the same. To ensure their stories resonate, students can draw from Aristotle's principles of persuasion, ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos, credibility, earning the audience's trust by presenting data truthfully and transparently. Pathos, emotion, connecting with the audience on an emotional or psychological level to make the narrative relatable. Logos, logic, providing clear, logical arguments supported by the data to convince the audience of the story's validity. Effective data storytelling requires a balance between quantitative and qualitative data. Quantitative data provides the factual backbone of the narrative, while qualitative data adds context and emotional depth. Before beginning any data-driven narrative, students should create a clear statement about their audience and the intended call to action. This helps ensure the story is purposeful, focused, and impactful. Units 1 and 2 introduce students to the foundational concepts of data and visualization. Students learn about the three main types of data: structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. These types provide the groundwork for understanding how data is stored, analyzed, and utilized in storytelling. In addition, students explore the 5 V's of data, which represent the key characteristics of large datasets: volume, the sheer quantity of data being generated or collected; velocity, the speed at which data is created and processed; variety, the diversity of data sources and formats, including structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data; veracity, the trustworthiness and quality of the data, including its accuracy and consistency; value, the actionable insights and benefits derived from the data. Students engage in practical assignments that focus on exploring open-source datasets. Each student selects a dataset from a curated list and analyzes it using traditional methods, such as creating tables and charts. A guest data analyst visits the class to demonstrate how to use Tableau to create dashboards and highlight its advantages, limitations, and applications in data visualization. The analyst also introduces students to the 4 key categories of data analysis: descriptive, identifying patterns from historical data; diagnostic, understanding reasons behind events; predictive, anticipating future trends; prescriptive, recommending actions for desired outcomes; Following this, each student selects a social justice issue and locates an open-source database related to their topic. Using no-code AI software, Julis AI, students create at least 3 Excel files and generate a knowledge map within the software. These projects are evaluated based on clarity and visual appeal of the layout, effective use of symbols and colors, accurate representation of data relationships. After completing the initial assignment, students explore the art of data visualization through charts and infographics. They begin with historical examples, such as Du Bois's infographics on the plight of Black Americans, presented at the Paris World Fair in 1900. These visuals, part of the exhibit of American Negroes, effectively conveyed the progress and contributions of African Americans following emancipation. Despite their simplicity, they remain powerful tools for storytelling. Students also examine Lev Manovich's digital infographics, including his analysis of selfies, and they draw inspiration from the books The Infographic Sketchbook and The Functional Art, An Introduction to Information Graphics and Visualization. These readings provide theoretical insights and practical guidance for creating impactful visualizations. Building on their foundational knowledge, students sketch and create at least 3 charts based on their dataset analysis. They then design a comprehensive infographic to present their findings. Projects are assessed using the following evaluation criteria: creativity, originality and engagement of the design, clarity, ease of understanding and visual appeal, effectiveness, alignment with the purpose and target audience, application of principles, incorporation of concepts from readings and lectures, class feedback, insights gained during critique sessions. By the end of these units, students will be equipped to choose a topic for individual exploration for a final project on a social cause. Students participate in several group projects that encourage them to explore non-traditional methods of expressing data, including sensory experiences, group participation, and multidimensional storytelling. These projects allow students to experiment with data qualitatively, creating narratives that resonate deeply with their intended audiences. Students will engage in 2 dynamic group projects focused on data-driven creativity. Projects have included documentaries, zines, button campaigns, and other media. The first project emphasizes media-based storytelling, with inspiration drawn from diverse resources that utilize data narratives to address social issues. As You Sow is a nonprofit leader in shareholder advocacy, promoting environmental and social corporate responsibility. They use their website, videos, and blog posts to create data narratives that support their Mission Social Justice video series. Western Michigan University's Office of Service Learning offers a social justice video series, featuring interviews on various topics such as race, homelessness, sexuality, and gender identity. Raven Trust produces a podcast series called Raven Debriefs, which supports the assertion of Indigenous peoples' rights. The organization focuses on reconciliation and environmental justice, with achievements including halting mines, stopping pipelines, and creating better laws. Code Switch Podcast. Code Switch is an NPR podcast that explores how race and culture intersect in America. Hosted by journalists of color, it covers a wide range of topics related to race and ethnicity. Social justice zines. The UC Santa Barbara Library hosts a social justice zine collection, featuring over 60 zines curated with a social justice activism lens. The collection covers topics such as neurodivergence, anti-racist activism, gender, sexuality, and disability activism / social justice posters, offers a guide on creating social justice posters, emphasizing art's role in social change movements. Women's rights posters. The New York Times store offers a women's right to vote poster commemorating the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment. The poster declares, "Women weren't given the right to vote, they won it." The second group project centers on interaction and creativity, drawing inspiration from various data-related artistic and participatory projects. Drawing, dancing, poetry, and games are included on this list of inspirational projects. People of the Pandemic game that simulates the challenges and decisions faced during a pandemic. Players take on different roles within a community to understand the complexities of managing a public health crisis. Resources / a collection of data visualization tools and examples curated by climate scientist Ed Hawkins. Boston Hubway, a BuzzFeed quiz that tests knowledge about commuting in Boston, likely focusing on the Hubway bike-sharing system, now known as Blue Bikes. The entire IPCC report in 19 illustrated Haiku, a creative project by oceanographer Greg Johnson that distills the 2,000-page IPCC Fifth Assessment Report into 19 haiku poems, each accompanied by a watercolor illustration. This artistic interpretation makes complex climate science more accessible to a general audience. 6 inspiring examples of data-driven art. This article showcases innovative ways artists and designers have used data to create compelling visual art. The examples demonstrate how data can be transformed into aesthetic and meaningful artistic expressions. Information is Beautiful Awards. This is an annual competition that celebrates excellence and beauty in data visualization. The awards recognize outstanding work in various categories and showcase the best examples of information design and data visualization from around the world. Dancing Statistics, the British Psychological Society. This is a YouTube playlist featuring videos that explain statistical concepts through dance and movement. This creative approach to teaching statistics makes complex ideas more engaging and memorable for viewers. Students are also encouraged to explore innovative data-driven art, like those recognized by the Information is Beautiful Awards, or unique mediums like the Dancing Statistics videos, which explain statistical concepts through movement. For this assignment, groups will create engaging artifacts, from games and poems to visual art, creatively using data to communicate with an audience. The process involves brainstorming, developing a design brief, presenting and critiquing the project in class, and revising based on feedback. The focus of these assignments is on the brief, not the completion of the project. It is important that students think creatively, emphasizing audience engagement and involving them with data and outcomes. In both assignments, the focus is not just on producing a polished product, but on encouraging creative thinking and engaging the audience. Students are motivated to experiment and dream big, ultimately aiming to create meaningful and innovative data narratives or interactive artifacts. Students in this class understand how to use data as a tool for driving meaningful social change. They learn that presenting data effectively requires more than just facts, crafting narratives that appeal to the audience's emotions, demographics, and desire for a better life. Creating impactful data narratives involves persuasion and understanding the audience's perspective. Through this course, students will discover the importance of integrating data with creative storytelling to foster participation and engagement. By presenting data in ways that involve the audience, encouraging them to handle, interact with, and internalize the information, students will empower others to become active participants in the process of change. This approach not only conveys the importance of the issues, but also instills a sense of agency and belief in the possibility of making a difference. The class also emphasizes graphic designers' critical role as facilitators of dialogue and builders of narratives. In a world that often feels divided and binary, designers can open spaces for conversation, insert themselves into key discussions, and inspire others to see beyond their current perspectives. By learning to trust their ability to tell compelling stories, students will grow confident and understand their power as change makers. For example, another graphic design class involved creating mobile apps focused on sustainability. Initially, students felt unsure about presenting their work alongside science students at a campus fair. However, they realized that their ability to communicate complex issues in accessible and engaging ways could resonate deeply with their audience, making their work just as impactful as scientific data. As they progress, students will understand that graphic design's role is evolving. According to the American Institute of Graphic Arts, graphic design today is increasingly interdisciplinary, requiring collaboration across fields to craft stories and elicit social change. This course prepares students to thrive in these roles, equipping them with the skills and confidence to design for impact, communicate effectively, and contribute to building a better society. Ultimately, students will leave this class with the knowledge and conviction that they can actively shape the world around them through data, storytelling, and design.